Hey, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma friends, if you look for a moment, we live a life every day with different situations, and we keep running one after another. And knowingly or unknowingly, secretly, what is happening, you are passing this time and slowly you creating your sansaric journey. And sometimes we are so addicted to this journey and we have no time to see anything else. We just keep running. But if you look little bit deeper inside you, you can recognize this. And when you come to this world, have you ever questioned yourself why you came and how it happened? It is not about your DNA or it is not about your bloodline. Before that, there is something had in you to come here and stay like this. So if you don't find it, it's going to become kind of like a seed or the roots for banyan tree. It's going to be underneath this ground and you don't see, but it's going to grow little by little and come out of your mental formations as sanskar, thoughts or the mind. And then it come out of as bodily, verbally or mentally actions. And that actions start to create reactions. And that reaction start to build up certain actions, and then that action again will come as a result. So that reaction, result start to keep our journey. And we never find the first reason, how we came here and why. But this is a good moment for us, anywhere you are, in any timeline in your life. So whatever the place you are, it is good for you. If you hear this, remember that is time for you to look little bit within yourself and see why I am here like this. Because if you are not qualified for that answer, you're not going to hear this. Even you hear it, you're not going to understand what this is. But if you understand this question, that means the answer is waiting for you. So that's why you have to look with little bit within yourself. And when you look deeply, that you will recognize it not going to be in the same color like others, in the same form like others, but you're going to recognize the same energy that we all have. That energy, if we put into a name, that name called desire, to become. So we have this deeper underneath our thoughts. It's like a current, take us to moment by moment to become. It achieve to positions, it achieve to place, it becomes successful. But the thing is, we don't see that success. So you had a desire to become, that's why you are already here. So then why you are not satisfied? Look yourself, that everything you selected, it's not something came out of this sky suddenly. It is nothing that came out of these invisible hands. This everything around you, so far in your life, in any position or any place in this timeline. So it all, if you look very deeply, there was a choice for you. You made that choice. That's why you, so it doesn't matter good or bad. Can you appreciate it? Can you be with that choice? Can you recognize you have it? Can you recognize you complete it? Because that satisfaction bring you kind to a moment to have the completion. You complete. That completion become a satisfaction. That satisfaction slow down deeper the current that keep us to become. So remember, it is nothing that come out of this world. So you come here as a desire to become. So as the power of that desire, you already became. You already achieved. But the thing is that current itself keep going and it has no moment to settle down itself, slow down itself and understand you already achieved it. And then again and again, again and again, keep going, keep going. But meditation means here, when you have the awareness, what is happening? That current start to slow down. When you have the awareness or the sati, clear comprehension, sati sampajanya, so mindfulness, so you recognize it. Whatever the desire you had, you already have it. In that very moment, knowingly that, with that complete satisfaction, maybe you can have a desire to become. That journey become more successful and better, and it become more profitable for you than without seeing that your success when you trying to reach to something. Because as Buddhists, as followers of the Buddha's teaching, we all have desire to attain to enlightenment. But at the same time, we have to understand in this journey, already we complete certain things. So if you don't see that completion, if you don't appreciate it, and just with the wanting mind, if you look for something, you know not going to find it. That's why when you practice meditation step by step, there is a satisfaction arise. That in that satisfaction, the joy arise. And the top of that joy and satisfaction, your awareness become more sharp and clear. So in day-to-day life, your life journey itself, you can make as a meditation. So can you be happy with, rather than complaining, rather than becoming worried, unsatisfied, unhappy, blaming or claiming things or throwing things, and always trying to demanding and arguing things? Can you little bit satisfied yourself? That satisfaction bring you deeper inner joy inside you. That joy and the satisfaction will help you to develop the awareness. When you come to that awareness within yourself, that you start to recognize which way you have to go, what things you have to do, and how you can go with it. There's nothing wrong with the world. And always remember, it is the way we take things to us. There's nothing wrong with people. It is the way that we see each other. the way we accept the things going to change according to our inner vision, or the way we accept it. So then you have to have this understanding for you. It's nothing to do with the Buddha, or it's nothing to do with the meditation. You have to have this understanding to have a very comfortable life deeper inside within yourself. Because end of the day, after this all, we just have to go with our own heart, with our own hands to sleep. And in that moment, when you close your eyes for a moment, this anything from this outside not going to disturb you, but what you have inside your own heart going to take over your life. Even in the death also the same. Look, during this time period, we have seen there are a lot of people, and especially when they get affected with this virus, and no one can go close to them, and they have to die alone. It is very, very difficult for certain people. The people who used to live with the family, especially with the children, especially with these old people, because they used to have these grandchildren around them. It was so difficult. I was reading certain experience, certain people that explain how difficult this was, and for their family members. So it happened to you also. That's why you need this wisdom. Remember, even though we live with this everything today, learn always inside deeper in your heart to find the satisfaction and find the joy only with the understanding. Because when you close your eyes, even end of the day, when you go to sleep on your bed, or even you're going to die one day somewhere, alone yourself, no one around you. But if you have this clear understanding, remember, that is the best tool that you can have to deal with any situation in life. So develop it while you have the strength, while you can understand it, while you hearing this, while you have time little bit for you. Just develop that understanding little bit inside you. You can work with it. It's going to become great help for you. So that is important. Even though we have these other things in life, remember these things going to become little by little help for you. Be a character yourself. Without looking at the mirror, you understand you are complete. See, in day-to-day life ourselves, we look at the mirror and we try to readjust ourselves, and we trying to make we are perfect. For outside look, it is okay. But in the deeper level, when you look at the mirror yourself, you have a doubt. That's why you look at the mirror to adjust yourself. But the thing is, when you have the clear awareness, you become a person. You start to maintain your life without a mirror. And that day, when the mirror broke, you don't take it as a bad sign. So you start to recognize the very nature of the glass. But if you always depending from the mirror and trying to readjust yourself, if the mirror break down in any house, in anywhere in this world, that everyone think it is kind of like a bad sign. Why it come like that? The psychology behind it, because you start to have the doubt, you cannot really adjust yourself. See how deeply we are depending from our own views inside. So then look yourself, and when you have this awareness, you're going to be okay. That is the greatest gift that what the Buddha gave. Not the image of the Buddha statue. These things came after that, not the stanzas. not the Bodhi Puja Kavi, because these things came after that. It has a very short history for this all. But what the Buddha clearly gave to us, what the Buddha always try to explain to us is awareness. That is the greatest tool that you can develop in your heart. It's nothing wrong with that, performing all other activities. That all other activities trying to lead us to get into the awareness. So once you have the awareness, you're not going to become fearful or afraid for the situation. So look at the very nature. When you go to ocean sometimes, and I have seen sometimes that this very young little children with that surfboard, and some people, these elders, when the waves come, they just go and they touch the water. When the little waves come, they run away from it. But these little children sometimes, these young boys, girls, and holding this surfing board and waiting sometimes. And when the bigger waves come, with the joy, with the happy mind, they run towards it and jump to that waves and start to go with the current. How far they go, how far the waves bigger, how far the currents go, they go with it. They enjoy it. See, the same thing, but one person run away and another person run towards. The same thing in life. When the calamities, difficulties, sadness, things happen in life, there are some people go towards it and start to gain the wisdom out of it and attain to enlightenment. But when the situations come to us, little things, and people sometimes go away from it, run away from it. And look at the human history. Most of the things came out of these human hands as the success that we name as milestone in this human civilizations. All the things, the machine, technology, medicine, even the food, cloth, that everything. Look at the human history. That everything came out of after great suffering and struggle. But there were some people, when the situation happened, they never ran away from it. They start to go towards it. That's how they invented this all. So then yourself, you have some responsibilities. When situations come in your life, especially in day-to-day life, remember, never be worried, sad, unhappy, and always have the awareness, clear comprehension, understanding, and remember to go towards it. You will find something, and that what you find, once you go through it, and that will help you to day by day to become very clear with this life. So that itself make you a very comfortable person. So that itself make you a mindful person. That mindfulness will help you to see things very clearly, hear things very clearly, without any disturbed mind, and experience things very clearly, understand things very clearly. That clarity arise inside you itself become your life. When it arises with the clarity, when you live with the clarity, when you become with the clarity, the meditation means you are meditation. There is not a word, there is not something to do, crossing your legs or like, you are itself become a being and mindful awareness. So that's why one time there was a Brahman went to Buddha and asked, who are you? Are you? Then the Buddha was silent. And then the Buddha himself was a kind of like a very charming and very calm just a person. And this Brahman asked, but still there is something inside him. And then the Brahman asked, who are you? Are you celestial being? Are you Deva? And the Buddha said, no. And then this Brahman asked, are you Gandharva? Gandharva means the musicians in the heavens. So even today in this in our lifetime, the musicians, because the people in this art field, they wear very nicely and they have certain designs, and you have seen that musicians when they sing, they have certain kind of way, and they look always kind of like a little bit different than others. Then Elvis Presley, Michael Jackson, Madonna. So you see this all the very famous people. Still, when they come to stage, they have certain personality. So that's why in the heaven that the people who sing for the deities who sing for the other deities, they call Gandharvas, musicians from the heaven. Then he asked, are you musician? Because the Buddha was kind of like, had its own something hidden inside. So this Brahman was kind of like a person to understand that difference, because there were sometimes in that time, the Buddha used to be with other people and no one recognized it is Buddha. So, but this Brahman saw something. And then listen this very carefully and try to understand what is what is clearly what the Buddha tried to give us as a gift. So then he start to ask, are you a Buddha? Or are you a kind of like unseen being? Or are you kind of like a spiritual, any spirit appear like this? The Buddha said, no. Then this person keep asking all this question and ask, are you a human? Then the Buddha said, no. Then person was so mad. And then he asked, are you yaksha or are you demon? Then the Buddha said, no. Then asked, who are you then? So then the Buddha said, I am awareness. I am awaked one. So that is what the Buddha means. So then yourself, you also have that nature. Otherwise, if you cannot achieve to something, if you cannot transform to something, why Buddha teach you this Dharma? Just think a little bit. If you cannot transform yourself to something, if you cannot understand it, why the Buddha said this Dharma? Why the eons sacrificing his life and come to this moment and attain to the Buddhahood? And why the Buddha 45 years preached the Dhamma, traveling place to place, place to place. And not only that, after that, all other enlightened masters in our history, all the high priest in our past, sacrificing their life, they, with memorizing this all the Dhamma, repeating themselves as oral patrice, they used to keep it and protected this and gave it to you. Why? Because it has power to transform you. It has some gift inside you to give. So that gift is not what is wrapped from the outside as temple or as monks or as titles or as retreat or as a Buddha statue or as Tripitaka or as sutras. The deeper level, after this, all the layers, the gift that Buddha was trying to transform to you, the what he experienced as the Buddha. What is that? The awareness. That's why we say awakened one. So why that he awaked and we are asleep? What is that mean in sleeping? Understand yourself, look yourself, and try to give little time for you yourself, even though you see things with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. Sometimes we are still sleeping. So how we can awake? We can awake the second awake. That second awakened one can happen within yourself. How? Try to put your attention. If you put the attention to anything, you will see it going to change. So put your attention to yourself. Put your attention to your husband. Put your attention to your wife. Put your attention to your children. Put your attention to your parents. Put your attention to your brothers, sisters. Put your attention to your partners. Put your attention to your friends and family members. Put your attention to all these human beings. Put your attention to your all these living beings. Put your attention to this entire nature and everything. When the day comes for you, with one single thought, if you can put the attention to this entire universe, that entire universe within your one thought become complete. So that is the day your transformation happen. So with that, I bless upon everyone. With this good practice, may all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you, may no difficulties come to you, may no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. By the power of this good practice, may everyone stay healthy and safe during this time period. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbitiyo vajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatantarayo sukhi dikayuko bhava. Ittavata ammi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vangotu sabba dukkha pamunchatu. Bless you.